Hi guys. Hey, get off the bed. Just ignore my dog if he starts going crazy. Hello, my name is Dani. If you don't know who I am a girl. And I really don't know what this channel is. I just make a lot of videos about whatever I want to make videos about. And today I want to make a video about bodies. I don't like the term body image for some reason because, hey, hey! Anyway, I don't like the term body image because I feel like it's really overused and doesn't really mean anything to people anymore. I don't know if that's just me, I could be wrong about that, but I more just want to talk about like beauty standards and being a woman, having a body, and existing on the internet and in the world. So before I get into it, make sure you subscribe. I post weekly, twice a week most of the time. I've been doing once a week, but I'm going back to twice a week, so keep an eye out for that. I love responding to your comments. I literally read the comments every single day, and I love it. I love you guys. We're such a positive little community, and I'm so excited about it. Other than that, let's just get right into the video. I think the main issue that girls in general have is comparison. Like to girls you know, or just to celebrities, especially celebrities honestly, but also people you know in real life. Like for example, Madison Beer. Let's just talk about Madison Beer for a second. She's this beautiful girl. She's like the ideal woman for all these boys, and like everybody likes her. Everybody wants to be like her or to date her or whatever. Like everybody wants to be like Madison Beer. And if you see Madison Beer and you look nothing like her, I look nothing like her, most people look nothing like her, then you just kind of feel like you're ugly. And you're like, oh, well, if Madison Beer looks like that, maybe I can look like that. And then us as women go through all of these crazy ass regiments, is that the word? Whatever, routines and things to become like this girl we want to look like, whether that's Madison Beer or Gigi Hadid or anybody. Like we wax our eyebrows and we fake tan and we buy all new clothes and new makeup and we put in extensions and fake eyelashes and blah, 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 blah. And it still doesn't seem to be enough for some reason. Like you can put all the effort you want into your appearance, but at the end of the day, you still are yourself. And even sometimes when you get plastic surgery or you go to the effort to like permanently change your body, you can still be unhappy with it. And I really do believe the reason is these European beauty standards that have been pushed on us since the beginning of time, these ever-changing, fickle beauty standards that we are subject to as women for some reason. And I think it's time that we talk about them and just like debunk them in general. I'm not an anthropologist or something, but I do know that attraction in general to anybody is somewhat evolutionary, and it changes depending on where you go in the world, and it also changes like every decade, at least in Western culture. So for example, in Europe back in the day, then it was very, very attractive to be super large because that meant that you had money and that meant that you could afford food, and so the skinny people were very unattractive and the fat people were very attractive. Now obviously that has changed nowadays. I'm not saying that it should have changed or that there should be standards in general, but I'm just telling you guys the facts. In Western culture, it's more appealing for you to be skinny than it is for you to be fat. So you have that. And then in other places in the world, like in some countries, I believe in Africa, but I could be wrong, or like Asia maybe, it's very, very attractive to have really large stretched ears with like these big old objects inside of your ear. Like that's something that's considered very beautiful in that area of the world. In Asia, for example, it's considered very appealing and attractive for your skin to be very pale. Like the more pale, the more desirable you are in a lot of Asian countries. Here, it's completely opposite. Everybody wants to be tan, everybody wants to be dark, everybody wants to be brown, to the point where some people are literally blackfishing and making their skin look like they're black when they're not. So the reason I say all those things and give you those examples is just to explain that beauty standards are made up, okay? They're literally made up. And we know that they're made up because they're so different depending on where you are in the world and depending on what year it is. Like 20 years ago, for example, in the early 2000s, it was considered really unattractive to have a big butt and everybody wanted to have a small butt. If you had a big butt, you were unattractive. Now, it's totally shifted and the ideal body is like a big butt and a small waist and big boobs. Like that's ideal, that's like perfect for like 2020. So I'm trying to get across to you guys that it is not real. The standard that we put on ourselves is not real. There's not one set thing throughout the world that is attractive. And there's not one set thing throughout the world that's been attractive since the beginning of time in all of the world. It changes so much, and it's always changed. And I'm not even just talking about your body and like your weight. I'm talking about your physical features and your face and your teeth and your nose and everything. So why do we put this standard on ourselves to be this perfect thing when the perfect thing doesn't even really exist? Like, you watching this right now look different than the person who watched it before you and the person who watched it before them. There are so many different noses and teeth and lips and eyes and hair and body shape and everything, metabolism, fashion sense, all kinds of things. Like, there's so many different things in the world, and that's supposed to be a good thing. Like, we all try and conform to this one thing and this one shape and this one look, but that's not a good thing. Like, it is so heartbreaking and annoying and just such a struggle that we are almost born not liking the way we are. Like, we, from a young age, are told and taught and subconsciously learn to change ourselves. Like, in advertisements. Here's how you can get silkier skin. Here's how you can be tanner. This product makes your teeth whiter. This product makes your hair change colors. And this outfit, it'll finally make you attractive. Like, it's one thing to make subtle changes to your look because you're growing and you're changing and you're evolving. But if the motivation behind you changing your look is because you want to be something you're not, like, that sucks. That's so heartbreaking. Like, imagine if we lived in a world where there weren't these advertisements and there weren't these messages and there weren't these ideals that we just saw in the world that we wanted to hold ourselves to. Imagine how nice it would be to just like yourself and to just look in the mirror and be like, that's the way I look. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'm not gonna think about Madison Beer. I'm not gonna think about Gigi Hadid. I'm not gonna think about a model or a perfect girl in my head. I'm just gonna think, like, push out all the distractions, push out all the advertisements, all the messages you've been taught, and just think, this is what I look like. This is what I look like. And just try and let that sink in. Like, obviously, body dysmorphia is a real thing. Sometimes it's a lot harder than just looking yourself in the mirror. But I do think that it would be helpful for all of us to consciously try and push away these things that we put on ourselves and just look at yourself and say, I like this. Okay guys, I'm running out of things to spew from my brain, so I'm going to go on my Instagram. Here's my Instagram. You can go follow me if you want to be included in these little Q&As and such. I asked you guys on my story, what do you guys want to talk about in regards to like body image, insecurities, etc. And now I'm going to read some of the things you guys want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay, first question. Someone said, how to cope with stretch marks. Oh my goodness, this makes me so sad. I know a girl and her mom freaking told her that her stretch marks are weird and that girls don't get stretch marks and the fact that she has stretch marks is bad or something. Oh my gosh, I was so sad and upset when I heard that. Apparently, people are telling girls that stretch marks are bad and weird. So let me explain to you what stretch marks are. If you go through puberty and you get boobs or you get a butt or you grow really quickly or you get pregnant or you gain a lot of weight, then your body is gonna stretch and your skin's gonna stretch and it's gonna leave marks. So for some reason we're taught that like stretch marks aren't normal or something, even though they pretty much happen to everybody. But I think that's one of the many things, stretch marks, birthmarks, cellulite, things like that that are super normal that most women have. Those are things that need to be seen less as like a beauty thing, like less as a ugly versus pretty thing, and more of just like a, this is my body at work and that's really cool. Like if you start appreciating your body as more of a living thing rather than just like a ugly or pretty thing, like if you start to see it more as like, oh my goodness, my body went from this height to this height, or my butt grew this many inches, or whatever it is, and you start to like really think about that and how that happened and how your body did that, it's actually really cool. And you start to see the stretch marks or whatever it is as something more interesting and cool and kind of scientific in my opinion, but that's just me being a nerd, rather than, oh, this is so ugly, I can't believe my body did this to me, you know? Like if you start to see it as, oh wow, my body's changing, my body's growing, like this is a cool new addition. Like if you were shopping for clothes and you bought a new shirt, if you saw your stretch marks as like, oh, I just got a new shirt, instead of, oh, this thing is so ugly, then maybe it would start to help you appreciate it a little bit more. Someone else said toxic diet culture and media and how impressionable teenagers are and all that. So this is so true, guys. You see these girls on YouTube and they're like,
what I eat in a day, I'm vegan and I eat 500 calories a day and I do a juice cleanse and now I look so skinny and perfect and blah, blah, blah.
Sometimes you try that stuff out and you still don't get the results that they have and you still don't look the way that they look. And you're pressured by everybody to have a super tiny waist and a super big butt and like, here's the workouts you can do, here's how to eat to get that way, right? I think something that we're looking past when we look up these things and we try and do these things is genetics. So something that I learned from my husband, because he's very into fitness and stuff, is that your genetics play a really big role, probably the biggest role in the way you look. So for example, I will never ever look like Beyonce. Beyonce is a very curvaceous, thick girl, and her body is so beautiful, but it's nothing like mine. And as much as I tried, as much as I worked out or dieted or whatever, like I probably would have to get plastic surgery or do something really drastic in order to look like her, and it wouldn't be realistic to keep up with. That's what I'm trying to say. Like maybe if I tried hard enough, I could look like Beyonce, but I don't think I could, and if I could, it would be really difficult. Some things aren't gonna happen. Like it doesn't matter how hard you try, your butt will never be as big as you want it to be. Or it doesn't matter how hard you try, your boobs are never gonna shrink, or your boobs are never gonna grow. Or it doesn't matter how hard you try, your ribs are never gonna disappear and your waist is never gonna be a 24-inch waist. Now I'm trying to tell you guys this as a good thing. It's a good thing to understand to stop trying so hard. Like stop working yourself into the ground or punishing yourself or shaming yourself or whatever for not looking the way you want to look, because chances are it's probably your genetics. And oh, this is something I didn't touch on before, but it also shouldn't be about being desirable to people. I guarantee there's hundreds, if not thousands or millions of people who would already find you attractive. Like I bet if you had your picture on a screen in Times Square and it said, do you find this person attractive, yes or no? A lot of people would say yes, because there is somebody for everybody. Like there are 7 billion people in this world and each one of those people has a different taste. So if you are going after being desirable to men or something, you don't even need to try anymore, because plenty of men will definitely find you attractive. We shouldn't be having the goal to be attractive to men or to women or whoever. The goal should just be to like ourselves. Like the goal should just be to look in the mirror and accept that this is the way we look and this is the way we're going to look, and that's fine. Your motivation for dieting or anything should never ever be anything but yourself, your happiness, and you looking in the mirror and liking yourself, or you feeling better when you're living your life and feeling more healthy, you know? So guys, the moral of the story is, it doesn't matter what you look like, you should be able to look in the mirror and be happy with yourself. We don't need to adhere to these stupid ass beauty standards anymore. We're not gonna have these perfect hourglass body shapes, or we're not gonna have these perfect skinny body shapes, or we're not gonna have this perfect thick body shape. Whatever it is that you think that you wanna have that you don't have, you're probably not gonna look like that, and that's okay. That's a good thing. As long as you are treating your body well and eating well, mostly in moderation, and giving your body some kind of exercise, generally, you're doing it right, you're fine. We just need to accept how we are and our faces and the way we look and our natural inclinations for our bodies and our genetics, and we will be fine. So yeah guys, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe and don't miss my videos every single week. Also, I was thinking of coming out with merch soon, so keep an eye out for that. If this is in the future, my merch is already out, maybe I'll put it in the description, but let me know if you guys want merch, okay? That's all I have to say. Have a good day. Goodbye.